Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hello to all my new subscribers. I am excited to be on this journey with you guys, reforming my finances, my life, just trying to get everything back on track, or to get everything on track. I've been doing everything I can to save and invest, basically all the income I can outside of my expenses. I've left a little bit of money for fun and entertainment, which is basically just takeaway, because where am I going? Nowhere. Today we're going to be talking about Freetrade and how things have been going with my Freetrade account, how I've been finding investing on the platform, and where I'm at. And just some weird stuff about Freetrade that I don't really get. Maybe you can enlighten me, but let's get started. I opened my Freetrade account last year, back in August of 2020, and I opened my Freetrade account and my Trading 212 account at the same time. So firstly, I'm just going to talk about how I've been finding Freetrade. Honestly, it's weird. I really like the app, but I say I really like the app. Do I really like it though? There's some like kinks in there that just frustrate me a bit, that have made me use Trading 212 more than Freetrade. And Trading 212 also have their own kinks that have made me not want to use them and to want to use Freetrade. So I've kind of got both, and I kind of bounce between the two. So yeah, there's that. It's funny because my Trading 212 account, I was like, oh yeah, I have a small portfolio. That is like my main, outside of my stocks and shares ISA portfolio with Trading 212. Here I have a smaller portfolio on Freetrade. It's made up of some free shares I got and some money I've just been putting in there more recently. This is just a normal Freetrade account. It's the free one. It's not an ISA. It's none of that. I have a stocks and shares ISA with Vanguard, where the majority of my investments go monthly. Majority. I say majority, but these days it's kind of like balanced, but I'm trying to put more in there, and I'll explain why in a little bit. So the first thing I bought when I opened Freetrade, when you open Freetrade, if you use a referral link, I have one down below if you want to use it to open an account with Freetrade. I got a free share, and the person who referred me got a free share too. I'm pretty sure that was Anna. Pretty sure it was Anna. So you get a free share, and the person who refers you gets a free share. So I had a free share, and what I did was I sold that free share. I don't remember what it was, but I sold it. And I bought Tesla. At first I had just money sitting, whatever my shares were sitting there, and I just didn't do anything with it because I didn't know what I wanted to do with this account. So then after, I decided that I was gonna buy Tesla because everything crazy was happening with Tesla, and I was like, you know what, let's just put this in Tesla while I figure out what I'm doing, okay? Because right now I know I want to invest in Tesla at some point. It's better to do it now than later when it's skyrocketed. So you can see here my current value of my Tesla position is £108.58. I have 0.195 shares, and my investment gain is £20.89. So I'm up 23%. And you can see here like where I've bought. I bought in November, December, February, 3 times in February. Wow. So yeah, Tesla has done great for me. It's done amazingly for me. It's done really well for me, and that's awesome. I love Tesla. I wish I had bought more. When I wanted to invest in Tesla, I wanted to put in like £100, and I didn't, and I regret it every day. And I have been adding to my position now, because for a long time I didn't want to. As you can see, there's a big gap between December and February, and I just didn't want to add to the position because it was so high. And honestly, it came down anyways, like you can see here. In the last month, it's like down. Actually, I might add some more. So I'm gonna be adding to my Tesla position because I don't want to hold on hoping for it to go down, which it did go down. So I'm gonna probably put quite a bit in. But I do believe in the long term Tesla is gonna do really well, and I just believe in that. So there's no point in me just holding on, because I'm planning to hold Tesla for a very long time. I'm not planning to sell it within the next 5 years, so I don't see the point of trying to time my investments. And you shouldn't time the market. Never time the market. Time in the market versus timing the market, unless you are investing at the actual peak day of all time before a bubble, which fingers crossed we're not in a bubble. Who knows? Who knows? My next position, which is a new one that I've opened up recently in January, my next position is in CocaCola. CocaCola, this one it really tore at me for a while, I'm not gonna lie guys. This one, it was really hard for me because I love Coca-Cola. I drink Coca-Cola, it's the only fizzy drink I consume. or buy. I drink other fizzy drinks, but that's just like, say I get a meal or something and it's free in the meal, I'll just explore and buy and get something different. But I'm not paying money for that, going out my way to purchase that item. But Coca-Cola is like one of the things I actually buy, not often anymore because it's so expensive. I spent quite a bit on Coca-Cola in comparison to pretty much any other beverage other than Ribena. Any other beverage, that's where I've spent most of my money, like, not gonna lie. So the change I made was that I wanted to get into dividend investing. So I'm trying to build my dividend portfolio. I've got my spreadsheet, like I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, so what can I add in here to increase this yearly dividend yield, this yearly dividend income? So I was looking at companies, and one of the ones that's always been on my mind that I always wanted to buy was Coca-Cola. I've always wanted to invest in Coca-Cola, but just because I've poured so much money into that company, I better get something back. It's a company I believe in. It's a dividend aristocrat. They've been increasing their dividends every year for 57 years. So I really wanted to invest in Coca-Cola. But the problem is Coca-Cola makes up the majority of plastic waste in the world. And it's devastating. It's devastating to me as a Coke lover. I love Coca-Cola. I really love Coca-Cola. But their plastic waste is unacceptable, really. And I fought with this a lot because I was like, should I be investing in Coke? Because I love Coca-Cola, yes. I drink the product, yes. But they contribute to so much of the world's waste. Like, how can I justify this when one of my favorite ETFs is the Global Clean Energy ETF, which I put pretty much most of my money in, and it's like one of my heaviest like sitting positions, and I believe in it so hard, and like Tesla, and I'm all about clean, renewable, green energy, and then I'm like Coca-Cola. But then I'm like, I'm building this specific portfolio for dividends, so I should give myself some grace. I'm saying that to make myself feel better, so don't attack me. What are your thoughts on this? Honestly, like, I'm so open to hearing your honest thoughts. I don't know if any of you are conscious people or conscientious investors, but I am trying to align my investments with my beliefs. But I love Coke. I hate the idea of us destroying the world with putting more waste into it. So it's a battle and I don't know who's gonna win. I don't know. I just don't know. So I bought it, and then I was like, I was looking into Coke a lot more, and I was like, oh, do I want to do this? Do I really want to do this? So for now, I'm holding my position. For now, I'm adding to my Coke stock just because I believe in I believe in the company. I believe in the product. And they own so much. Like, I can't deny that. So there's that, okay? I just wanted to put that out there just because it's like weighed heavy on my heart and it's made me feel really bad. So I felt like if I shared that with you guys, maybe you can console me or make me feel worse. Whichever, feel free in the comments. Go to town. Honestly, I'm not even joking. So yeah, I have £54.52. That is my value. I have 1.5 shares. I have more shares in Trading 212. Oh yes. Okay, this is not a short video. I lied to you. I'm sorry. I take it back. But the reason why I opened a position in Coke, again, on Trading 212, which makes no sense, is because there was actually a few days, I think, where Freetrade were no longer trading because of all the GameStop debacle that was happening. Freetrade actually stopped accepting any investments and any buy orders into the US stock market. So I couldn't buy Coca-Cola. And then there was this specific day where this was like where the market was kind of crashing as well. So it was like the perfect time to buy anything you wanted, basically. And I was just like, I have to buy Coke. So I went on to Trading 212 and I bought Coke stocks there, and I bought a couple of other positions because it was just, the market was so low. It didn't make sense for me to like not take advantage of this situation. I had cash on hand, did it. And I'm so happy I did, because if I hadn't, like, buying now, I wouldn't have made anything. So it was a really great time to buy, and I really wanted to kind of solidify my dividend position more for that month. So just saying, that really annoyed me about Freetrade that day. They did send a message out. I love that they're so transparent and they're so communicative about things that are happening, which is one of the things I don't really like at Trading 212. They don't communicate things with you like they should. But Freetrade, every time I open, there's always a new message from the Freetrade people. So that's really nice. So they did communicate and say, we're not happy with this decision. It's out of our control. It's not us who decides if we can open the buy orders to the US. It's the person who they go through to do their buy orders, etc. So with Coca-Cola, I'm up 0.9%. That's actually really low. I'm up 5 pence. Coke is like doing really badly. If you've noticed, Coca-Cola stocks have dropped drastically since, when did it start? Back in March. So after the big drop for everyone in March, Coke never really recovered. But I'm invested in them for dividend and long-term growth, so I'm not really bothered by that. I'm trying to add to my position, but as I said, a bit, you know, funny about that. Anywho, so those are the 2 positions I have on Freetrade. I am a bit, because I have more of my portfolio on Trading 212. I've been using both platforms to see how I like them. I don't like Freetrade for a few reasons, but I do like them for other reasons. So the reasons I have issues with them, you can see here, my portfolio is £162.94. I'm up by 39.05 since I began investing, apparently. If you go through to, where is it? Insights. If you look at portfolio performance, I'm down 0.28 since the 18th of January. So here you can see my performance. So if I show you my max performance, it says I'm up 201.39%, which doesn't make sense. Okay? And you can see my time-weighted return, max since opening my account. Do you know what? It's so confusing. It frustrates me. You can see my time-weighted return is 1,402.92%. Like, what? What? So the reason why these numbers are so skewed, and it's the reason like why I don't really invest as heavily in Freetrade until they fix this, because it's frustrating and it's too confusing. Don't make it confusing for me. I'm trying to simplify my investing. I'm a financial minimalist and I want to keep it minimal. Like, this unnecessary complication of finding returns is frustrating for me, and I don't really like that. So it's one of the reasons why I don't use it often, Freetrade often. One of the reasons for the skewed returns on Freetrade is because when you get free shares, they count that as 100%, like they count that all as profit. So that skews your returns. So when you see your returns, it looks like you have these astronomical returns, but it's actually not the actual rate of return that you have based off of how much growth you've had in your portfolio, or even with your actual deposits and investments. So money weighted rate of return is based off of your deposits, withdrawals, and the growth. Time weighted rate of return is the performance of the market value of your portfolio over time. So it doesn't account for any investments that you put in, so actual money invested. So complicated to explain. There's like videos on YouTube, look it up. Anyways, the point is that Freetrade count free shares as 100% profit, 100% gains, which skews everything and makes it really hard to know what your actual returns are. So that is very frustrating. And Trading 212 don't do this, which is why I use Trading 212 more, just because it's all very simple and put there, and nothing, no extra numbers, no extra complicated stuff, like just simple. I just want to know what my return is. And the problem is, I understand why they use the money weighted rate of return, but that's not useful for me because I'm trying to attain a number based off of the market return and the average market return, especially for FIRE and financial independence and retiring early. Knowing that number is more important to me than knowing the money weighted rate of return, which is a very different number. I just want to know really what my general growth and gains are over time. I kind of want to know that when I sell, I've made this much profit, like, so I can base how much I'm gonna be drawing out in retirement off of that. Anyways, so that's just really why it's a bit frustrating. So, you know, the fact that they were out of the market when we were at some of the all-time lows of this year anyways, that's like one of the lowest seasons since the pandemic started. So, and Freetrade were out of commission, for at least for the US market. So that was not cool. So that kind of made me be like, oh, Trading 212, I guess. And with Trading 212, I had my own issue with them, but like the platform in general has been really good. I find it easy to use. I like it. but I don't know about their customer service side. I don't know about that. But the platform itself is super easy. Oh, another issue I have, which is why I don't use Freetrade, and I should rectify it myself by actually just messaging them, but my Google deposits don't work. Like, so you can pay with Google Pay or with a direct bank transfer, and the only thing that works is a direct bank transfer, but the bank account that I have linked to it is not the one that I use often, and it's not the one where my wages go into it. So it just makes it really like an extra step I don't want to take, to transfer money into that account and then to put the money into my Freetrade account, and it takes forever. It takes like 2 days. No, it takes like hours, and if you do it on a weekend you have to wait until Monday. I just can't. I just can't. It's just too many steps to do things on Freetrade. But overall, I think it will be, once they've worked out all these kinks, like, I think it'll be a really great platform. So I don't know, I'm gonna keep using both of them. I did want to keep Freetrade as my dividend and single stocks I guess portfolio. So that's kind of why I've got Coke and Tesla in there. Tesla doesn't pay any dividends. They're focused on growth. They say we're not paying any dividends for the foreseeable future. However, that was the first thing I invested in, so I'm keeping it in there. And plus it's an individual company. So all my individual companies will likely go in Freetrade if they figure out all these kinks and make it easier for me to realize my returns. But if I'm focusing on dividends, that doesn't really matter at all in Freetrade. So it doesn't really matter what their returns they're showing, because do I care? Not that much. I mean, I do care, but I can see the value of my portfolio, so that doesn't really bother me, because it will be a focus on dividend. And why I don't have the ISA with them, number one, it costs money. Number two, I have an ISA already. I'm thinking about trying to focus more on Vanguard right now, because in the next tax year I'm planning to move my ISA to another platform. I do not plan on paying for that, so right now Freetrade is out of it. So potentially trading 212, I'm not sure, still looking into it. But I do have a major hack, so if you're interested in that, about picking stocks and shares ISAs and which ones to go with, let me know in the comments down below. I will do a video on that. But overall, I don't even know how my portfolio is doing. Not gonna lie, it's confusing. But apparently I'm up £38, you know, and I have 162 in there. So I'm up 23.57% with Tesla. I was up 100% at some point with them, and I'm down on Coke, which is fine. It means I can just put more money in. But that is my Freetrade portfolio. I hope you found that useful. In the future, I am planning to buy into more individual companies, building my dividend portfolio. Maybe I'll make another update when I figured out how they actually calculate their returns and what the return number I'm looking for is, because there are so many ways of calculating it. It's so hard to keep track of this stuff, and really it's just, I'm not really focused on returns. I only tell people my actual return just because, like, people want to know that. But for the most part, I am investing long term, so it does not matter. The only time that I'm gonna have to know what my returns are is when I take out my money. So until I sell, none of it matters, but I will share it just so you know the progress and how things are going. But for now, that is all. I hope you guys are doing well. I will see you in my next video. Take care. Don't forget to subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. Follow me on Instagram. I'm Abby Abroad on Instagram. I do a lot of stories on there. If you wanna see some of those, I'll leave links down below. You can go find what you want if you're interested in supporting my channel. But I will see you guys next time with a new video. Until then, bye guys.